trophy, na? So they didn't know about Netherlands.
No? Netherlands.
We didn't care.
This has not come from ICC. This has come from...
No, but I think there's this,
Gurdwara.
you have this perpetual trophy, and then the original one, I think, is just handed over at the presentation ceremony during the World Cup. That's it.
And
After
they take it away.
that, then they give them the
A replica.
Yeah, a replica.
But same happens with FIFA World Cup also. Nobody gets the real trophy. That will remain in FIFA headquarters.
Because I remember in 2011, so at that time I was working with a newspaper, and the after India won that World Cup, the cover story with the headline. In fact, the headline was, "This cup is a fake."
Really?
Yeah.
Must be a tabloid.
Yeah.
Must be a tabloid.
So basically the story was, so basically at the time of your presentation ceremony, you are given the original trophy. Right? So at that
and then taken away from.
Yeah, but at that time, if I'm not wrong, that was not the original trophy.
I tell you why.
It was stuck at the airport with the customs.
Yes. I remember now. It was stuck and then.
Yeah.
Correct. So they gave a replica trophy.
Yes.
But anyway, that replica trophy had to stay with you. That original would have been taken. So this is also a replica, not the original. So we made do with it. That's why one team is missing. So what is the latest with Bangalore weather, since we are discussing it's going to be a big game tomorrow?
New Zealand, Sri Lanka. Yep.
So what's the weather forecast?
Well, according to the weather app that I have, 80% chance of rain in the afternoon, starting from 2 p.m.
Exactly at that time.
And chance of rain towards the night time is 60%. 60%.
So I think you can, 60% is controllable, as in it'll rain, not rain.
Today it was overcast. It didn't rain, it was overcast.
Because I saw some videos from the
Stadium.
Oh no, but I missed. That was from Kolkata I was watching. Because the Pakistan team is there. We are talking about Bangalore. Correct.
Even though the Indian team is in Bangalore, but everybody is still focused about the weather in Bangalore, not because the Indian team has to play there. Because New Zealand team, their game is tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Sri Lanka.
New Zealand, Sri Lanka.
Actually, if the Indian game gets washed out, it will be the best news for many reasons. One, it does not affect India at all. They are going to finish on top, so no harm there, right? Why I'm saying it will be, it's Diwali.
No, but if it has to be washed out, then it has to be done right at the start at 2 p.m.
No, it could be done by 6-7 also. Na?
Yeah.
Say if it keeps raining from 2 to 7, then around 7:30 they'll say no chance of
there is
it happening.
No rain
Called off.
predicted. There is no rain predicted that day.
No rain predicted. No,
So
but weather
runs are predicted.
Weather changes.
Yeah.
Weather changes.
Not on the 12th. 10th, you have got rain until the 10th. After that, there's no rain.
Yeah, on Diwali, they shouldn't have been an India game.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was not actually.
Yeah, I know.
It was
India
Pakistan, England on 12th.
Yeah, India was scheduled to play on 11th.
Yes.
And some wise man thought, okay, let me change it without realizing it's Diwali that day. Must have realized many days later.
Somebody always perhaps misses the
days or the dates
or the festival days. Maybe.
I mean, same thing happened with India-Pakistan. They didn't realize that Navratra Garba is starting, so you pushed it back by 1 day.
And no one realized that it would be Kali Puja on the 12th along with Diwali. That is why. Okay. We push Pakistan, England to 12th, to 11th instead. We'll keep India. Double whammy, na?
And for the ones who decide, they can choose to skip that game.
And one more game was shifted. Na? That was for Hyderabad or what?
Hyderabad, that no crowd was allowed. Pakistan, New Zealand warm-up.
No. But why did this game, in fact, the last few games, because Pakistan was originally scheduled to play on 12th.
Yes. But because they decided to do it on the 14th, India, originally it was...
why was that moved to 11th, that game, Pakistan won?
Because India versus Pakistan, that got rescheduled from 15th to 14th.
But that had nothing to do with...
Then all the other games had to be...
No, I'm talking about the game...
12th game.
12th, Kali Puja. Kali Puja in Kolkata along with Diwali.
Acha, Kolkata police had
Kolkata police
few
had stated
reservations.
that.
How was your experience with Kolkata police?
Kolkata police, oh, everything was fine. The people, they love cricket, and it's not just about cricket.
Sport.
Yeah. And people, CAB also, I would say, everybody. Kolkata police, I used to think earlier that, Haryana police and UP police, you don't have to mess with these people. But
Give us an example. Like, why do you say?
Kolkata, I'll tell you, okay, right in front of the CAB, right in front of the main entrance, the gate number 1 or 3, in front you have those Maidans, and so that entire street was cordoned off because the Indian team had to leave, or they were training inside the venue, inside the stadium, so that no normal public could walk on that street, and vehicles were also not permitted. So they had barricaded that area. So the general public, they were expected, I believe, I would say expected, or maybe they were asked to stay behind those barricades.
Fair enough.
And normal routine procedure, I thought. And suddenly I saw 4 or 5 people with those lathis, running after those people without any warning. I thought first they were asked to stand behind those barricades. Now that they are stuck there because they can't move anywhere, then they 4 or 5 people without any warning, they were running after them, and those people, they had no complaints. They never uttered a word to anybody that
Why are you raising the danda?
Why are they beating us, or if they are asking questions to people or complaining to anybody? No, it seemed as if it was routine exercise.
Getting dandas.
Yeah.
But maybe they are notorious people. They know that they'll create some ruckus and they must be used to getting dandas.
Yeah, I thought they were just there to have a look or maybe a glimpse of these players. In fact, I remember when the team bus came out of the stadium. So these team buses, this team bus, it has a huge curtain for every player. So Virat, in fact, pulled down his curtain just to greet
the fans.
And I saw police. They were, I may have to go back to Kolkata. I shouldn't be saying all these things.
Yeah, they'll spot you when you're doing.
But the people of Kolkata,
What happened to the horse? One horse.
So basically it happened. It happened right outside the CAB or the Eden Gardens. So that street that I was talking about. So I was there at the Maidan from where I was reporting. So in front of me, I saw those 2 trucks where they had those firecrackers. So I specifically positioned myself, the moment India wins, these firecrackers will go off and we'll shoot it that way. And I thought, why have they kept these trucks here where it could be a bit dangerous also. So anyways, so till now, by the way, I used to think these firecrackers used to go off from somewhere inside the venue. That is the first time that I realized that they were kept way outside the stadium. So suddenly, the moment these firecrackers, and you have those police, the cops mounted over these horses, and so. And in fact, even those people have those lathis, and you could actually see some of them a day before the match began. They were running after people. It seemed as if I was in. Getting the point?
Yeah.
You call that a sport? Remember?
Yeah. Polo.
Not polo.
Acha. Okay, got it.
So and then I thought, and one of those horses, I think he even banged into a car also. Thereafter, next day we got to know that he's no more. He in fact banged into a car that
he panicked.
Yeah, he panicked, and somebody should have realized it.
Yeah, kept at least just as you very smartly when you saw it. You positioned your camera in a way that I can do it. Yeah. The cavalry that was present there, they could have been told, the horsemen and
exactly.
But this is where the firecrackers are. You know how horses can get excited when this happens. So
And if not anyone, at least those who take care of those horses,
yeah,
they would have
Very
known
sad.
that this can actually happen.
that's very sad. Very sad that this happened. But the man from Kolkata, is Mohammad Shami, adopted son,
Yep.
had his own firecrackers on the ground.
Yeah.
He today has, because Shivam wants me to show it, he today has put a Insta
Yes.
post out
Yep.
about, so let me read it because that thing has gone viral of Pakistan saying that cheating is happening, they're changing the ball. So why would Mohammad Shami involve himself in that? But he's put a story on Insta where he's saying, and I'll read it, शर्म करो यार, गेम पर फोकस करो ना, फालतू बकवास पर कभी दूसरे की सक्सेस को एंजॉय किया करो, चिल यार, आईसीसी वर्ल्ड कप है.
Nee, I think he said chi yaar.
अच्छा छी यार,
Not chill. Chi is more derogatory.
ओके छी यार, आईसीसी वर्ल्ड कप है, आपका लोकल टूर्नामेंट नहीं है और आप प्लेयर ही थे ना वसीम भाई.
वसीम भाई ने समझाया.
He's actually praising Wasim.
हाँ, तो नहीं, he is telling, no, because that is also Wasim Raja na, so I thought, but he is saying आप प्लेयर ही थे ना, then full stop. Then he says वसीम भाई ने समझाया है, एक्सप्लेन किया था, फिर भी, and he is laughing, ha 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 ha, because वसीम अकरम explained ना कि ऐसे नहीं हो सकता. अपने प्लेयर, अपने वसीम अकरम पर यकीन नहीं है आपको, अपनी तारीफ करने में लगे हैं जनाब. अब तो
Just like a
आप तो just like just like a wow.
Just like a
The meme.
wow. The meme.
Achha, I don't know the background story. So I know Hassan Raza. So somebody else now has spoken about the same issue.
No, same only.
Same. Out of that same show where he said that India is manipulating the pitch, DRS and all.
Only
that.
thing has happened is that it's gathered steam, that
Yeah.
theory, and now fans are also saying. So in fact, a lot of Bangladeshi fans, a lot of Pakistani fans are also saying, India is cheating. So it's just gathered steam, and I guess after that, Shami has put a tweet out.
As I said, divided by borders, but united by. Can't say it on air.
No, but Hassan Raza, who would, I actually thought, never actually crossed my mind, where is Hassan Raza? Because he had become obsolete. Now suddenly people know that, Hassan Raza is still there, is
Somewhere.
doing TV, television, and coming up with these astonishing remarks. By the way, in Sri Lanka also, I don't know if that tweet is right or wrong. I read somewhere that in Sri Lankan parliament this question was raised that it was the Indian team management which asked Sri Lanka to
Get out for 55.
to after if they win the toss to put India into bat first or something like that.
Anything can happen. If I remember when Sri Lanka lost to India the 2011 final and 3 players were injured, they didn't play.
4
players.
4.
There was a big inquiry after that this was some conspiracy, how were they arrested, all of that questions had to be answered in parliament. This is nothing new. So by the way, that's what I'm saying, we are divided by borders in the subcontinent, but the madness is roughly the same.
You're divided by borders and united by Delulu.
Ah.
Nothing else.
Across, it happens in our part of the world where people will question anything. They can't see, that's the love also for the sport, and they can't see their team lose. So when they can't find a cricketing logic, they will look at something else
Misspring.
Huh?
Bat
misspring.
Actually, I was about to. In fact, I was about to mention this was for Jayasuriya.
No.
Ricky
Ricky
Ponting,
Ponting, 2003.
No, so
But it
yes.
had happened earlier also. I think for Jayasuriya
Even
also.
for Jayasuriya, ever since 96 till
Yeah.
2001 when he was hammering India's bowlers, he got I think about 3,000 runs against Venkatesh Prasad alone. So
It's a mean comment.
I know, but still, it was for that also. Jayasuriya has also got a spring in his back. Ponting had a spring in his back. Conspiracy theories.
The Ponting theory is apparently someone has previewed that because he had springs in his bat, next to the final we replayed. It reached that far.
Yeah, the final we replayed. So even here we have. this
Delulu
conspiracy.
is our Solulu.
Exactly.
Though, I mean, Gilchrist had that squash ball, but that was
Cool.
true.
Yeah.
Because he mentioned it himself.
Pointed towards it also.
Yeah.
Later.
But was it legal?
Well, there's nothing illegal in that. I mean, it's not that he's increasing the size of the bat or anything as such.
He's
Or
not changing anything
The
to
playing
the
Equipment
there's no
or something.
equipment.
Ah.
There's no change.
Huh. It's like you have a nose issue, applied Vicks or something, you can do that. That's not right. Really changing it. But if it helps,
Not
it
like Dennis Lee comes out with an aluminium bat and then
Ah.
hits the ball out of shape.
Yeah.
That was next level. Aluminium bat.
That was crazy. Only Dennis Lilly could have done that. Anyway, the subject that we're discussing today, don't give one word answers.
Because
Is it the greatest ever ODI inning? And I'd love to hear everyone's thought and maybe arguments in favor or against. Firstly, I want to know how many of us feel that it is the greatest ODI knock ever?
I at least feel.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
See, nobody has seen, including
No, but I'm
Kapil
saying-
Dev himself, has not seen that.
no, but it doesn't matter. I'm not saying the greatest ODI knock you've seen. I'm saying you've read, you've gotten to know about it. You can take any knock into consideration, like Rohit Sharma 260.
264 Rohit Sharma.
You can
I think
take
I'll
that.
give it to Maxwell. You'll have to give it to Maxwell.
Why? Explain yourself.
Context, stage, and everything. You never know. Maybe if they would have lost that game, what could have happened? They could have lost the next game also. And if I remember correctly,
How would have they lost the next game? They're playing Bangladesh.
what you never know. See, correct me if I'm wrong. That innings that Kapil Dev played, it actually allowed India to go into the semis.
No. So the context was that
No.
if India lost, they would have been out. But India still needed to win against Australia after that also. So, but that kept
them alive.
But didn't help them qualify.
But
Kept them alive. Yes.
So even that also had a huge significance and relevance, that innings. But I think this I'll have to give it to Maxwell. Stage and I think the context from where Australia had lost that game. They had no business to win that game. I think you'll have to give it to Maxwell.
But there's so many others like Sachin Tendulkar's
Desert Storm.
I mean Virat Kohli's
133.
133 because you had to get it at
Hobart.
a certain
Hobart.
at a certain time in those many overs. Went absolutely berserk.
हाँ but we often say that bilaterals से यार जीतते रहते हो आप वर्ल्ड कप्स तो जीतते नहीं हो ICC ट्रॉफीज तो जीतते नहीं हो here there's one man who's done it in an ICC trophy in an ICC tournament.
Yeah, but not a knockout.
I'm not
Even that was a tri-series.
no
Like Virat got.
no I get
And
your
got to
point.
qualify for the final. Same for
Even
Sachin.
Desert Storm,
Even
yeah.
Desert Storm.
I agree.
And Desert Storm came in the losing goals.
And by the way
Yeah.
at that time
But help you qualify for the final and then you won the final.
With another Sachin ton.
and by the way at that time ODIs were not irrelevant.
Yes.
Every
No, ODIs
series
were-
had
At that time, ODIs was the other format.
was the
Let's see in comments if there is somebody who disagrees. I mean, I would also put it number one for multiple reasons. One is you say context, the time, it's a World Cup. But I think in terms of the fact that he was not physically fit to bat,
Yeah.
let alone bat the way he did. Forget about Australia not having any business to win. I'm saying he had no business to be batting with that situation. Yet he played like that.
On
And
one leg.
anyone who's blaming the Afghanistan bowlers, because we analyze, when we were sitting, it's typical when you are seeing that, hey, why is he bowling this, full length, he should bowl like this. But I saw later they tried everything, even bowling outside the off stump because he can't put his front foot. He was actually standing there and whacking it, cutting the ball for 4 in extra cover region. He was doing everything. The guy hit a bloody reverse sweep 6 here. So
and if he had missed that shot, I
was
think he was
plumb, LBW.
either plumb or clean bowled.
Yes.
but that's what I'm saying.
And today I think Ben Stokes also
He
played
did
the
that
same
against
shot.
Pastelena.
Yeah, to get to his 100.
Butler also tried.
No, Butler went for
that was that
was Joe Root.
Root got
Right in between.
so is that the first instance of a batter being what do you call it?
ball between the legs.
No, nutmeg.
Yeah.
In football, it's pretty common, right? Nutmeg when the ball goes between your legs. So the first time in history of cricket, maybe a batter's got nutmeg. But see, that actually tells you when Root tried to do how tough that shot is.
Yes.
So that guy was hitting 6 like that. Absolutely incredible.
And also look at the context of it also, because Afghanistan, that team had beaten 3 world champions. They had beaten England, they had beaten Sri Lanka, they had beaten Pakistan, and they almost had their 4th world champion. 91 for 7. When the win percentage was there, it was 0.6.
What would you say, because a lot of people pointed out on social media when we were calling it the best, pointed out that the bowling attack wasn't great.
No, I disagree totally with that.
I think Siddharth has already given an answer to that. They've already beaten with the same bowling attack. They've beaten England, Sri Lanka, and
You are
at
Pakistan.
You are seriously telling me that the likes of Rashid, Noor, Mujib, Nabi, to a certain extent, Fazalak, Farooqi, and Naveenullah, who by the way set up the collapse.
Was Fazalak playing yesterday?
No, I'm saying Fazalak in the
Omarzai.
previous games. Today, in that game, it was Naveenullah and Azmatullah Omarzai.
They only had one full-time pacer.
Yeah,
Naveen.
but still,
Bit generous.
This bowling attack has kept you in the 5th position in
Correct.
this World Cup. And okay, there's no disregarding all the others. I mean, Zimbabwe of the 1983s, they were playing for the very first time. And they had beaten Australia also in the 1983 World Cup. So, it was a team that had future greats like Duncan Fletcher. Duncan Fletcher later on became
Kevin
the coach.
Curran.
Kevin Curran.
Kevin Curran.
So that's why you can argue that Zimbabwe team was a minnow team, but no, the context was
But
important.
the
also.
only thing that I will give in Kapil Paji's favor, while there are arguments both sides, one thing that I'll put in favor of that Kapil knock is that they were played with red ball.
Yes.
This is a white ball knock, and so hitting is relatively easier against a red ball, and those English conditions were tough, at least to begin with, got easier later, so he had to contend with that, which Glenn Maxwell in that sense wouldn't have found it that difficult. That's the only thing that
in that case, Nikhil, most of the records that these players of this current generation have been getting would be dwarfed by every record that has been made perhaps say
Sachin
before 2010 or 2000.
Yeah.
So in that case,
No, but I'm looking at, so see, I agree that certain areas, if I'm going to compare with the other great knock, which is Kapil Dev, I guess that's the one that comes 175. But I'm saying, when I'm giving advantage to Glenn Maxwell, is one, Kapil Paji was batting first, so no scoreboard pressure.
Yeah.
So then you could bat anyway, and you were not chasing a total, so you consolidated and then hit, and whatever you got was fine. Here he had that scoreboard pressure. Secondly, Kapil Paji was fit and he could run, and he was also batting with the tail, and those were good batters in
but then
Kirmani,
you have to give
Madanlal.
credit to his fitness also.
But see, again, conditions here, I'll tell you why. I agree, but I'm not doubting Glenn Maxwell's fitness so much, because this is a ground, in this heat, the fittest guy, Virat Kohli, was puffing and panting, if you remember.
Yes.
He was
Also,
like on his haunches.
Another point is that in the time when Kapil with that knock, there tea break would have actually helped him recuperate at least a little bit.
Yeah, but colder conditions. So there
And
you would have
cooler
never had
conditions,
that.
yeah.
This cramps usually have when you're dehydrated. And in Mumbai we saw Virat Kohli, who never struggles when he's running singles or two, was like on his haunches asking for water.
Glenn Maxwell bowled 10 overs in the heat at the start, fielded 50 overs, and then had to come and bat and be like this.
I'm saying, imagine, because we're talking about, I think one of the greatest knocks for a long time, but I remember, was the 194 by Saeed Anwar. Because I saw that carnage and I was like at the receiving end, even though India lost, but it was still a treat to watch a knock like that. And he played it with such ease, like his boundary hitting was, he would never muscle the ball. He was pure timing. But I'm saying, if you remember, he got a runner.
Yeah.
For
I'm
more
saying-
than half, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, imagine if Maxi got a runner. If we still had that rule of a runner, what could have he had done? He had to actually balance it in the sense, and again, the other beauty of this knock is, because he could not run, I love the way, before he could do the singles, not when he could not run the singles, then he had no option but to stand. But I'm saying when he could run singles, even then he was not allowing Cummins to take a lot of strikes. So he was batting like test match style.
Last ball,
Farming the strike.
Amazing game awareness. Amazing the way.
And often, we speak about what that knock has done to your team, to the chances of your team in the tournament. But also you have to take into account the fact that this knocks perhaps ended Afghanistan's campaign in the tournament.
Yes.
This one knock.
And it sealed yours.
Yeah. It sealed yours, and it ended Afghanistan. So where there were 3 teams in the fray to qualify for the semi-finals, now you just have to, even though Afghanistan
There are 4. There's Netherlands also.
Yeah.
Technically.
Technically, mathematically.
Logically, no.
Yeah, so Afghanistan are still not out, but now their chances have diminished.
Yeah.
You can say they have
That
they're
net
up.
run rate.
What do you call that? That before it goes off the flame, it's that last.
The last few flickers of a
It's
glorious
just
flame.
flickering.
They're up in smoke now.
But again, I mean, taking nothing away, you'll remember this World Cup for how well Afghanistan fought.
Yes.
We discussed that yesterday also.
Somewhere down the line, if I have to look at the pressure quotient, where Australia were behind the wall. I mean, if you look at it, they were facing a steep asking rate. The one knock that comes really close is Steve Waugh, 120 leads, 1999.
Yeah. Pressure-wise.
Yes, I mean, had Gibbs taken the catch, Australia's campaign was done. They had lost, and had South Africa won it, they would not have faced Australia in the semi-final 4 days later. So, as far as pressure is concerned, back to the wall, Steve Waugh, 120. Where he was in that zone, he was slog sweeping even the pacers. He slog swept Elworthy, I remember, for 1-6, and he was in that zone. I am out there to ensure that I deal
that knock is about grit and determination. No, this is flamboyance at its best. Like this,
added with grit and determination.
This is that looking like a wow.
Yes, it is.
This is a wow knock. This had your mouths open.
Even that 189 that Viv Richards got, even though it was not a World Cup. So I think most of the knocks that we've discussed are from World Cups. So even then, I think they were struggling. I think he was the only one, or he got
with Michael Holding.
With Michael Holding, he added quite a few runs.
106.
Yeah. So
in fact, that still remains the knock with maximum runs out percentage-wise
for one batsman.
For one batter of the total.
189. I think they got how many? I can't remember.
They got 200.
270, if I'm not mistaken.
Less than that.
It was around that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
1984, right?
Yeah,
84 versus England. Yeah.
And I think England were bowled out for 170 odd runs.
Yes. That was the period when West Indies just never lost. After that 83 World Cup, they were on a vengeance.
Yeah, they came to India humiliated.
Totally decimated
Look at
us.
them now. They never win.
Yeah.
Okay, can we take some super chats, please?
Yeah. Let's take some supers.
We thought somebody will disagree. Nobody has. So we haven't had a debate today. Okay.
Still not given him my account number.
Baman is saying, he knows, we call him Baman.
Bowman, yes.
Prithvi Patnaik. This is the ranking of our batsmen based on technical aspect. The one who is good with spin and fast bowlers. 1 Rohit, 2 KL, 3 Kohli, 4 Gill, 5 Sky, 6 Iyer, 7 Hardik. But
where's his what is the technical aspects, or what is his metrics here? I'm trying to figure that out.
No, that's his opinion. He is saying that he feels that Rohit is perhaps technically better.
Your best batter.
Against both spinners and fast bowlers. Then comes KL, then comes Kohli, then comes Gill, then Sky, then Iyer.
But if you're looking at technique, Gill can't be 4th.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at technique. I'm not saying impact, or we're not
number
looking
one batter in the world now.
Yeah.
That's.
I know, but still.
Let's hear Shane's thought.
No, I don't place much faith in ICC rankings or these kind of things. It doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
I've seen even, and I think maybe it also comes from football fandom. No one cares about FIFA rankings. No one cares about them. You could be the number 1 ranked team and still be dumped out.
In fact, most of the rankings across sports, I think they are flawed.
Yeah.
Irrespective.
I think tennis is the closest.
ATP
Except
and WD.
tennis,
Yeah, except tennis. Yes.
But even there are ways to game the system, no?
I agree, but I'm saying it's the closest to showing you what the best player on the planet is at the time. Closest, I agree. That if someone is injured for a very long time, then obviously drops out.
Or you're playing the smaller tournaments as a higher ranked player.
Correct. But in tennis, usually what happens, the higher the tournaments, more the points,
you
and
get.
then mostly the big players are playing that. So
kind of balances out.
I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. Accurate. I agree, but at least the closest to
Definitely the closest.
Yeah.
Helps that it's an individual sport. Team sports is very tough.
Yeah. Ashish Dhar is saying, Glenn's innings was a special one, given trying circumstances. But please remember Gautam Gambhir's 97. He helped India win the cup. Sachin 143 Desert Storm, can't forget.
No, but on that note, I'm just saying, I don't think it comes in the same league, because that way, I mean, Gautam's knock, of course, very gritty, one of the best, helped you win the World Cup. For me, he was man of the match. I'll say it again. For me, he was man of the match. But I'm saying, like that, though, there will be so many innings that you will have.
Ben Stokes 2019, that was in 84. But without that knock, England were doomed.
Or whatever, Ricky Ponting versus India, 2003 final, Adam Gilchrist 2007 final. There are lots of knocks, but I'm saying absolutely insane knock where your mouth is open throughout the knock. It would have happened definitely if you were there while Kapil Dev was batting, I'm sure.
I think
this match was over. The Gautam's knock, I understand. India were 2 down. India had lost Sachin and Sehwag.
Yeah.
And then they lost Kohli for 35.
Yeah, there was a partnership between him and
you had an inform Yuvraj Singh to come. Then you had Raina. So nobody is disputing that it was perhaps it was a great knock, but then nothing comes closer. Sachin, we did discuss and mention here.
Perhaps a jaw-dropping knock. I mean, it changed Indian cricket.
Here, they had lost this game.
Yes.
They were dead and buried.
Yeah.
0.6% win percentage.
Yeah.
Maybe Sachin's 82 or 49, first time he opened. That was a jaw-dropping knock, that you may say. 82 or 49 in ODI in 1994. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
But I guess I'm saying, with this, there are so many things going in Maxwell's favor.
Yep.
The audacious shots that he's played, the fitness issues, not being able to run, and World Cup game. There are too many things that are going in Maxwell's favor.
We always say 200, double hundreds are always special. He's the first man to score a double 100 in a run chase.
Successful.
And was batting lower than 4.
That's
first man
exactly
to get a double 100 below 4. Forget batting
4 or
first.
3. I think
4.
4,
Meaning below 3 as in anyone 4 or lower.
Yeah.
4 or lower. So that is, and remember, he is only the second Australian cricketer to hit a double century ODI. I mean, first was a woman at the same venue. If we look
That's what I was wondering actually. Who's the other
Belinda
Australian?
Clark.
No. Yeah, now I thought he was the first Australian male cricketer.
Who's the other?
But he is the
185. Watson, right?
Watson 185, Hayden 181. Warner's got 3 scores of 170 in that list.
Yeah.
That's why I say that we do a grave injustice to David Warner when we don't put him in the fab form.
Absolutely. And amid all this appreciation for Maxwell, let's not forget, I hope at least the Australians don't forget the fact how weak their team looks if Warner doesn't fire.
Yes.
They've got plenty of problems.
Correct. And even after the New Zealand match, Head is not fired.
Yeah.
2 failures for Travis Head also. So
Mitchell Marsh also fired just once.
But see, that's the thing now. One match, one person needs to fire.
Steve Smith has not fired yet. So has Labuschagne. So maybe again, semi-final and final. That's their...
See, one match they decide. One match, Warner, you fire. Head will. Or Stoinis will. Or a Maxwell will.
And Stoinis... English, they have to, between English and Alex Carey, they have to pick one. Unfortunately, both of them are out of form. But I would have still gone with Alex Carey. I don't know. I
don't know. Maybe against spin, big problems on these kind of wickets.
Who?
Alex Carey.
But he he just has one release shot against spinners. That's sweep. So which we know what happened here during that Border Gavaskar series.
BGT was totally...
But if I am one of those qualified teams who's made it to the semi-finals, I wouldn't want to face an Australian team in the semis.
Yeah,
100%. We've said it
irrespective
from the time of the tournament
even
started.
if Australia would have lost that game, even if Australia would lose the next game also, the next game that they have to play, still I wouldn't want to face an Australian team.
Well, you will face them in the final now.
But that's fine. You have to win them. No, I am still saying that if any team India plays right now, India start as favourites, no doubt. Yeah. But in order of preference, if I'm an Indian fan and I want India to qualify for the final and I have a choice, my first choice of remaining teams that can qualify for the semis and I want India to face, first choice will be Afghanistan. You're most likely to beat. If not Afghanistan, then I'll say give me Pakistan. You're highly likely to beat. If not
Then
Pakistan, I'll say New Zealand. If not New Zealand, no. If not Pakistan, I'll say South Africa. But because
South Africa is an happening.
I'm just saying, if not South Africa, I'll say New Zealand. If not New Zealand, then I'll say okay, Australia, okay. I have no option left.
Anyway, it's Australia, South Africa confirmed.
But I'm just saying if I had a wish.
Yeah, but we don't know where.
Nobody knows that. Okay, Baman said.
Okay, just go a bit up here. Being technically poor does not undermine anyone's contribution and achievements. Even Sachin was not best technically. Dravid and Lakshman were technically superior than him, which is confirmed by Mohammad Asif, who had said these two were most difficult to bowl.
I completely disagree.
Absolutely.
Absolutely disagree.
Sachin was not best technically.
Sachin Tendulkar
Sacrilege.
He was
technically-
flawless.
Yeah.
Flawless. In fact, I could point out a few things that Dravid did was not technically correct. But because he was such an old school batter and a gritty customer, he could overcome those weaknesses. But there were certain things where I thought, again, just because he was the wall, because he was gritty, mentally really tough, and overcame certain technical issues to have done that. But in terms of technique, pure technique, you cannot
Nobody
match
comes
Sachin Tendulkar. Not even, and Dravid and Lakshman are two of my favorite players. But no, sir.
No, with Dravid, you tend to confuse doggedness with technical ability.
Exactly.
They're two very different things.
Exactly.
Technical ability is the knowing how to play every shot in the book, improvisation.
And what is, how do you define that if a player is technically sound? If his feet are moving, he's looking good while he's defending the ball or just going for a cover drive. Because Dravid he looked very, very good when he would defend a ball or when he would, just sit on one knee and would go for a cover drive. He would look very elegant.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then yesterday, and now you have to decide whether you want technically sound player or you want an impactful player. Because yesterday with one leg, without moving, in fact both of his
The greatest feat without any feet.
yeah.
No, but that, I think in white ball cricket you can afford to do that.
Yeah.
Red ball you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
exposed, but white
Although
ball.
Sehwag was the exception to the norm. Sehwag.
Then Lakshman also wasn't somebody.
But can I tell you, Sehwag as a batsman technically is also underrated. Why was he compared to Sachin? Because he would look like him in a lot of shots that he would
Back
play.
foot punch.
Yeah,
the-
just that
Sachin himself said
because Sehwag is sometimes casual about his own batting. He says, "Main to bas," but I'm sorry, you see his test knocks. He was good technically as well. Yeah, his bat would come down straight. He would really have those gap between bat and pad. He was also.
So
very
I also feel this technique is overrated and people don't understand who is a technically sound player, who's technically better player. As you said, Sehwag, maybe he was technically superior than a lot of players.
He was,
even
yeah.
though people would say, "यार इसका तो पैर नहीं चलते." ठीक है, Lakshman also was somebody. Saurav Ganguly,
Yes.
even at the start of his innings,
He always
his
had a
feet-
trigger movement.
Yeah, his feet wouldn't move. He would play a cover drive without moving his feet. So does that? So I think it's technique. You also have to realize how well you judge the length of a ball, and this is the most important thing in your body. I think while batting is your head. That's it.
No, but also some people are technically very correct. As in, like growing up, we would always give example of his was Sanjay Manjrekar. He was technically outstanding, but did not necessarily translate that into the best average in that era.
For me,
Right?
Damien Martin, technically very correct.
Yeah.
Yes, Steve Smith. Every ball it seems that he'll get leg before the ball will crash onto his stumps.
Yeah.
But I think it all depends on how good a judge of a the length. How well can you judge the length of a ball? That's it.
In Ponting with the biggest trigger movement. Man, oh man. was
Brian
impactful.
Lara.
Lara as well.
Lara was
Very
a
high back
Bharatanatyam
end,
dancer, I'm telling you.
Sir, anything on
Hashim, very good, yeah, technically.
He is also very fine, easy to
He had
on the
a
eye.
huge backheel.
Even
So did Brian Lara.
Yeah.
Graham Smith also.
Brian Lara had a huge backlift and then he would shuffle also and still he would always be on time.
Yes.
His bat would make the ball always on time.
Never hurried by pace.
Yeah.
Okay, Manchester Rising says only case India can lose is if chasing 300 plus and VK and RS are out in the first 10-15 overs. Also would love to hear what the group wants for semi-final. Eden or Wankhede?
Anyway.
Good
Group as
question.
Us.
Us.
Okay, I thought the Indian team.
Doesn't matter.
The way this Indian team is playing, bring it on.
Put them on the moon also, they'll probably get you.
We'll
away.
win anywhere. We will win if they play in Kolkata. Then also India will win. If they play in Mumbai, then also they'll win. As simple as that. It doesn't matter. I think India is winning this World Cup.
Yeah.
Karthik is saying, Ponting said Australia, South Africa have chasing very. South Africa for sure, but Australia have shown you that they can. So
South Africa, their own captain has admitted we can't chase here.
They don't have a formula.
It's been mixed so far. Australia, when it comes to chasing in this World Cup, they couldn't chase against South Africa. They chased against Sri Lanka. They've chased against Afghanistan.
okay, last few questions. Mayank Thaplyal says VVS Lakshman played the greatest innings of all time. Yes, but again, test match. We've discussed that yesterday. We mentioned about this inning, but not mixing test matches. Then it's a whole different debate. In terms of unusual technique, Kunal Ranjan spotting out Shivnarayan Chandrapal, absolutely right. Like he would just standing square and yet be able to
And
play
somehow his son inherited his technique.
10,000 runs. So enough said.
Tej Narayan.
So Vansh Nahar is saying Ian Bell, wow, Damian Martin, Sangakkara. Choose one for the cover drive. Ooh, that's a tough one.
Sangha, hands down.
I'll also go Sangha because lefty.
Yeah.
Though Ian Bell also.
Ian
Good
Bell,
shout. Good shout.
Although I had said Martin was technically good, but for cover drive, Sangha. But I would add one more name on that list.
Because Sangha very effortless in his cover.
Ganguly, yeah.
Also, yeah, got on the offside.
God of the offside.
Ganguly, my favorite shot was always when he would, in his own lazy style, charge down, take 2 steps, and then those long sixes.
He would murder spin.
Clean.
Oh,
Off spin, left spin, murder.
didn't matter.
Only leg spin he was troubled with.
Final comment from Freaking Awesome. He says, undoubtedly, Maxwell's innings is the best, considering all factors. And I think that's exactly what we've discussed on the show.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Before we start. Forward format. Choose your one inning. Maxwell innings, Stokes Headingley, Brad's Melbourne or Punch Kara.
Oh, no. You cannot do that. This is Test cricket. You bring there lots more.
Test
Cannot
cricket
choose.
is too expensive.
Cannot.
Favorite?
No. You cannot choose. Cannot choose.
We'll
Stuff
need
Test
5 dugouts for that.
You can ask me greatest T20 inning. It's a tie for me between Virat Kohli, Melbourne, and Michael Hussey, St. Lucia.
Yeah.
Greatest ODI, I've picked Glenn Maxwell here. Greatest Test knock, tough one, but I think I'll go sentimental VVS Lakshman.
281.
Yeah.
What he did, VVS, I'm going with that.
It changed world cricket.
Yeah, it changed everything. So, anyone else has any other you can?
These are
For test, Stokes Headingley.
Though Stokes Headingley did not even win the best Test knock of that year.
But that he was not the ICC president at that time.
If I was, I would definitely give it to him.
For me, my best test knock would be Sachin 136 Chennai.
Oh
1990.
yeah, good shout.
Yeah, lost
Though India
Pakistan.
lost.
But again, injury, batting with the tail, 136, pressure, the utmost of pressure. And I think it was the rare occasion, I think he didn't collect his man of the match award, right? When he
I
was,
think he was.
because he was so shattered by the loss.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
Sucklen-
because he was crying
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the thing, but I don't know.
Sucklen got him that.
Yeah,
All
it was a
innings.
bad shot. But I
Possible.
guess it was a tired shot. Bad shot, tired shot.
But imagine at that time how good that Indian team used to be.
I know.
One Sachin Tendulkar was actually carrying the
Everyone.
entire Indian team.
How good that Pakistan team was.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
they
look at
had Sucklen, they had Wasim, who was bowling a spell of a lifetime.
They are reverse at that time.
Yeah, I think the other spinner was Arshad Khan, if I'm not mistaken. That off spinner.
Off spinner.
Yeah, yeah.
Arshad
Very slow off spinner.
Even Mushtaq was there. Mushtaq,
No, I
No.
don't think Mushtaq
I think he played
that
in
game.
Delhi. I think.
He played one, may have
He
played
didn't
one.
play that
test.
game.
Yeah, may have played that one. Karthik is saying SRT is 175 versus Australia, losing cause is my best.
Oh, that was the one
Oh.
that Clint Mackay got him, no? Was it?
We lost that
Slow ball. Yeah.
here in.
No,
2009.
that was
Hyderabad.
Hyderabad.
2009.
He was hitting everyone for
2000?
fun.
9.
And then Clint Mackay bowled one of those back
He
of the
got
hand slow balls.
175 against Australia.
In Hyderabad,
Hyderabad.
2009.
We lost that game.
Yeah, we
By
lost that
3
game.
runs.
By 3 runs.
You needed 19 of 18. Clint Mackay bowls the back of the hand
Yeah.
slow ball.
And
he
Sachin.
tries to paddle it, goes.
Yeah.
And it was a very expensive issue
At
for
that
my
time it
company
seemed
where
that-
I was working previously. My colleague, ex-colleague, got so incensed, he broke the TV.
Uh-huh.
Left, came back, was not paid for the entire month. Repeat happened when I think India lost the 7th game in that, in Guwahati. Broke a 70-inch TV.
Wasn't paid for 2 months then?
No, fired.
Okay, makes sense.
He was so angry when Sachin Tendulkar got over 175 because it was a superhuman knock. And India at that time, they were reaching the fag end of, oh, we just don't want to lose to Australia anymore. Because that was a team in transition, by the way, Australia.
A few other ones. Somebody picked that 109 by Steve Smith in Pune. I agree. 2017. What a knock
Oh,
that
yeah.
was.
Minefield.
Yeah, I agree. Lots of them, but again.
Freaking awesome. Ricardo Powell's 124. Oh my
Oh,
God, yes. 8 sixes in Singapore that he had. Yep.
Dhoni's 183 versus Sri Lanka. Yeah, you could.
Rohit's 209 was Australia.
Oh, first double that he got. Momin
Momin
Farooq
Farooq.
from the US. Rishabh Pant in Australia, yeah.
Yeah,
89, Gava.
Gava.
yeah, outstanding.
Yep.
But also the knock played earlier in that
Shubman.
Shubman,
was
91.
Fantastic knock.
Yeah.
Although I would rate Rishabh Pant's 97 in Sydney a bit higher.
Yeah.
He had at least gotten them closer to victory. But when he fell, India shut shop.
Oh, well, if you can make a highlight reel of Pant also. I think there was that 100. I think he got in England. I'm forgetting where it was.
He got
Oval.
2.
Oval you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oval, 114.
Waha.
With KL Rahul Isha that partnership, yes.
That match, you had already lost that match.
Yeah.
His 146 in Birmingham, Edgbaston was quite good.
146. That was another one. Yeah.
Yeah. Although that South Africa knock
South
also
Africa
gets
also you got-
rather pushed behind it. Cape
Yeah.
Town knock set up the game, but India's bowlers faltered.
John
Exactly.
Davison versus West Indies.
Oh yes,
That World
100,
Cup.
60 ball 100 I think I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. Western Australian, John Davison.
Gibbs 175.
Yeah.
438.
438.
Chase of
Yeah.
434.
Yeah. Ponting 164, Gibbs 175.
Yeah.
Wow, what a match.
Nobody talks about Graham Smith though in that.
90
that
of
match,
60, 55 balls.
Yeah.
Set up that chase. No one talks about Callis.
Ah.
He was the one
Callis
said,
as well. Correct.
they are 15 runs
15
short.
run shot. Yeah. See.
Oh yeah, this inaugural World Cup.
Nobody knew how to play one day.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so.
It'll never end.
Yeah.
Bye bye. See you.
Nandri.
Vanakkam.
Shabba khair.
Nandri.
Shabba khair.
Kevin O'Brien's a good shout. 100 or 50 balls.
But means